Thanks, Mike. Chris Larson joins us talking about Cruise Tahoe. What a cool job you got, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig.
Yeah. So it's a wooden boat. What kind of boat? Who made it? You know, when was it built?
Yeah, it was built 1949 up in Seattle. Built by the Munson brothers. I believe he was the grandfather. The grandkids are still building aluminum boats nowadays. But it was brought down here in 1950 and picked up by E.B. Scott, who wrote the big, thick encyclopedia about Lake Tahoe called The Saga of Lake Tahoe. And he used it to haul people around and do charters and sightseeing and taxi and all kinds of stuff.
And you said the boat maybe had ended up a couple times at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah, it wasn't taken care of during a little time period, and it sat up at Sierra Boat Company.
When was that, like 60s? It's hard to even imagine.
I can't remember the exact year.
Boat.
I want to say sometime in the 70s or 80s before Steve Dunham found it and refurbished it and made it to what it is now.
Yeah, so, it's an amazing boat. It's a beautiful, like what you think of that classic lake boat. There's a picture of it right there. So how many people do you put on these cruises? I know you do. You've been doing cruises up to the Wattel Estate.
Correct.
But now you're adding maybe another cruise, a unique cruise.
Yeah, we've partnered with the Sierra State Park Foundation, and they've opened up the Vikings home for us to come over and let people experience this summer. So that's going to be a really cool deal. We're going to offer that cruise 4 days a week. It's going to leave in the afternoon. We can take up to 16 people, and unlike some of the other cruises on this one, we'll actually be able to dock at the dock in the Vikings home castle, and you'll have a tour guide meet you at the dock and take you over to the castle, inside the castle, and you'll get a guided tour of what the inside of the castle looks like. It's pretty neat.
That's amazing. So, and what's a tour run? Like what range?
Yeah, so the Vikings home tour is going to be $119 a person. We'll serve appetizers, and you'll get a couple glasses of wine or a couple beers afterwards on the boat.
Wow.
And then the tour up to the Wattel Estate is $149 a person. That includes a light continental breakfast as well as lunch on the property.
Yeah, that's, I mean, when you start pricing out, you know, some of these boating tours, it's certainly in line with everything. And getting in that Wattel castle, I feel like people have a hard time, or Wattel Estate, people have a hard time figuring out how to get there.
Yeah,
there
really is only two ways. It's either by boat or bus. You can't drive into the Wattel Estate. And then, you know, as you know, with the Vikings home castle, the only way to get down there is with your hiking boots.
Yep.
So this will provide people another option.
So going up and down the east shore of Lake Tahoe, when it's choppy out there, how's the boat do in the chop?
It does okay. I saw your weather report for tomorrow. We actually watch the weather pretty closely.
I bet you do.
We don't operate in winds like what's coming tomorrow, so we've already pulled the plug on the cruises for tomorrow. You know, the wind picks up in the afternoon. It's almost like clockwork, and we have the cruise time so that we're normally back before that happens.
It's pretty predictable.
Yeah, but the boat, it's a pretty heavy boat, and it handles pretty well. So, yeah.
And you own the boat, right?
We do, yeah. My wife Lauren and I own the boat and the business. We've had it for about 5 years now, so it's a pretty good gig.
And what do you do with the boat in the wintertime?
So in the winter, we shrink wrap it. It stays in the water because it's wood. A lot of people ask that question. You can't take the boat out of the water, otherwise the planks will shrink.
I was wondering that, yeah.
And then when you put it back in, you know, it takes too long.
So you just shrink wrap it and leave it at a pier on a buoy?
We actually put it over in the Tahoe Keys Marina, and we put bubblers around it so that the water doesn't freeze around the boat, and it just sits there all winter and hibernates.
That's awesome. So, we'll keep up the good work. We'll let people know about Lake Tahoe Cruises, and they can just book online.
Yeah, we do everything online. There's a phone number there as well. You can give us a call. We can take reservations over the phone, but we have an online reservation system, which is super easy and smooth as well.
All right, so, Chris Larson from Cruise Tahoe. We'll take a break and come back and look at that forecast for the weekend.